Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and Secret Invasion is facing its finale after making its biggest reveal of the season that Nick Fury sent a group of Skrulls into the aftermath of Avengers Endgame's final battle to steal Avenger blood. Blood that Gravik now wants in exchange for calling off America bombing Russian soil of New Skrullos and inciting World War III, culminating in a man-on-man fight at the Super Skrull machine. But how will this series set up Marvel's future in titles like Captain America Brave New World and The Marvels, which just released its new trailer? I'm going to explain how this is going to lead to a Red Hulk president and Galactus gobbling all of us up. So I guessed it in the past week on a few special episodes of The Break Room. Please check them out, as well as my analysis of Jaws over on the Deep Dive channel. Subscribe to all 3 channels of the New Rockstars network. Also, SAG-AFTRA has informed us that entertainment journalism outlets like New Rockstars are allowed to analyze movies and TV shows without violating any strike rules. This video, not a paid promotion. We support the actors and writers on strike and join their call to the AMPTP to come back to the table and negotiate in good faith. Okay, in the final minutes of the penultimate episode of Secret Invasion, Nick Fury returns to a drop site in Finland, and from a mausoleum he acquires a new coat, a gun, an eye patch, and a vial containing some Avengers DNA. And he calls someone on the phone.
It's time. Let's finish this.
Now, my assumption is that he was calling Gravik to let him know that he was on his way to New Skrullos to confront him, as trailer footage has indicated he will, but other theories have emerged as to who else Nick Fury might have been calling in this moment. Perhaps Gaia, who earlier in episode 5 told him,
"I'll put on a good face."
Maybe a clue that the two plan to use her with her Super Skrull empowered healing abilities to pose as Fury and fight Gravik, stalling Gravik, while the real Nick Fury and Sonya Falsworth and Dr. Rosa Dalton activate the Super Skrull machine to fry and overload Gravik with some enhanced DNA that he cannot handle, like maybe the overcooked blood of Tony Stark after he snapped the Infinity Stones, blood that could poison Gravik and leave him as well done as Tony Stark was. I mean, how else do you beat someone who can heal from a shot to the face? And as we see in promo footage, Hulk out to Bruce Banner or Call Obsidian level strength. But in Fury's explanation of Sonya Falsworth, he singles out the blood of Carol Danvers in particular.
Nearly every Avenger spilled blood, even Carol Danvers. In the aftermath, some were sent in to collect that DNA. Nobody knew about them but me and the collectors, led by Gravik.
So it's possible that Fury was calling Carol Danvers here. After all, that's who he calls in the opening section of the latest trailer for the Marvels.
Carol Danvers, prodigal child of the Milky Way.
Clearly these two are in touch, and he might have told her to hang back and not interfere with the Skrulls until this last second. Assuming Nick Fury will survive these events, this series will need to establish how and why Nick Fury ends up back on the Saber space station and what his current status is with Captain Marvel and Monica Rambeau. Or, maybe Nick Fury called Quake and all you Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. diehards will finally have your moment in the sun. Really, the bigger threat and the reason Gravik is probably okay with the bombing of New Skrullos is that he's actually having all the Skrulls relocated to remote Super Skrull underground gestation beds, which could be those rows and rows of glowing beds that Gaia and Sonya Falsworth come across in trailer footage that we have not seen in an episode yet. Whatever happens with Gravik, the Secret Invasion, I think, is about to give way to an open Skrull war on Earth. Earth is going to become a hostile war zone between the out-in-the-open militarized Skrulls and their longtime imperialistic rivals, the Kree. I think this is the threat facing Earth in the Marvels. Kree General Dar-Ben has embarked on a coup of the Kree forces, targeting the homeworld of Hala to finish a job that her accuser predecessor Ronan never could, leading all of the Kree into a united militaristic force and capturing Terra, leading to the final extinction of the Skrull refugees and the defeat of the only Avenger that the non-Terrans currently care about, I imagine, Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, who they call the Annihilator. And I think that's why President Ritzen's gonna be inevitably replaced with a more wartime leader like President Thaddeus Ross in Captain America Brave New World, someone who's probably gonna end up being the Red Hulk. Summer is the perfect time to travel, and if you want to get the most out of your trip, you're going to want to use Babbel to learn a language before you go anywhere. Babbel is one of the top language learning apps in the world. It is scientifically proven to help you start speaking a new language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's lessons are designed by real language teachers. Your subscription even comes with 2 free live classes. Babbel's method is simple. It teaches you real-world conversations, so you're prepared to have practical conversations about travel, business, relationships, and more. Even if you just want to let people know, estoy aprendiendo español, por favor habla despacio. Babbel subscription might be what you need. If you're really in love with the language, get a lifetime subscription. If you're just flirting with a foreign tongue, there are monthly options available as well. No matter what you need, Babbel has you covered. Click the link in the description below to get 60% off your Babbel subscription today. And I think the corpse of Tiamat plays a bigger role in this than we think. Marvel has just gone too long without addressing this fucker, and these upcoming films are the perfect opportunity. Tiamat, either to the eyes of these extraterrestrial races, represents a botched extermination that resulted in a cosmic imbalance that other external forces might seek to correct or capitalize on, or really put Earth in the crosshairs as having a unique source of celestial minerals to mine. We've talked in the past about Tiamat being a deposit of adamantium, especially after Black Panther Wakanda Forever, a movie that implied that 2 different vibranium meteorites must have struck Earth in the distant past, one in Africa leading to the establishing of the Wakandan nation, one in the Gulf of Mexico leading to the establishing of Swallow Khan. A coincidence so astronomically small that both must have come from some divine source that intended this to happen, like the Celestials planting the celestial seed with Tiamat, leading to some of these deposits on the planet. Therefore, vibranium and its alloy adamantium might have a celestial origin. That could be the battlefield in Captain America 4, Tiamat. And it's why Nick Fury has launched the Saber battle station to protect Earth from outside forces. Because yeah, you could totally spot that stratosphere popper from space. So why did Fury enact Operation Harvest? Not to protect against Skrulls or Super Skrulls, because he was still aligned with the Skrulls at that point. I think it was to have a failsafe plan against anything else out there. I think the Harvest was Fury's first step toward something like a Weapon X program or a Sentry program. Just based on trailer footage for the Marvels, Fury's cadets on the Saber space station all have matching uniforms with a $sign logo, which I know is just an S for Saber with a sword through it. But our man seems to be building an academy of some kind. All these folks are young. It was hugely important for Marvel Studios to define the MCU Kamala Khan as a mutant in the final episode of Ms. Marvel. And I think that mutant gene is absolutely part of the cocktail that allowed her to manipulate hard light like this. It's a genetic status that I think we're gonna learn she shares with anyone whose blood is capable of absorbing cosmic radiation without boiling, like Wanda Maximoff, Monica Rambeau, Carol Danvers, maybe Peter Quill. Nick Fury didn't just want any Avenger blood from Operation Harvest, he wanted Avenger blood that contained a specific X gene. So how does Secret Invasion end? Presumably the death of Gravik, but the eruption of all-out war between Skrulls and the Kree on Earth. A backdrop we'll see unfolding on the Marvels as Nick Fury struggles to defend Earth using a new superhuman protocol so that Earth's newest, most valuable resource of adamantium on Tiamat Island doesn't get plundered, or worse, sniffed out from across the galaxy by a certain planet-devouring entity who would now find Earth to be extra tasty with some dead celestial salmon roe layered on top of it. Hey, let me know how you think Secret Invasion will end and the general course of Marvel throughout the rest of Phase 5 in the cosmic landscape. And subscribe to all 3 of our channels in the New Rockstars network. Thank you for supporting us. Thanks for watching. Bye.